Good morning, dear hearts. We are on review lesson 218. Please subscribe. The past two lessons, woven in with today's lesson, make a beautiful little triad. They all weave in together. All of the lessons do. Some just seem a little more obvious. I think these three are more obvious. Lesson 216 review was, it can be but myself I crucify. Yesterday, 217, it can be but my gratitude I earn. And then today, only my condemnation injures me. So what they all have in common is that they are all about it being my responsibility. It is my responsibility. It is my decision. I have decided to crucify myself. I can decide and realize that it is my own gratitude that I will earn, that I will have when I change my mind, and that today that only my condemnation injures me. All three lessons with the realization from lesson 70 that there is nothing outside. There is nothing outside myself. It is always, as you've heard me say many times before, it's an inside job. It's an inside job. I have had the thoughts about my crucifixion. I can have the thoughts about being grateful to me, and I have certainly had the thoughts that have condemned and injured me. They're all my thoughts. They didn't come from anywhere else. They came from within. They came from these thoughts that have kept me in the prison that I have made. And it's really, really, really time to let them go. Yes, Elsa, frozen. But now to actually go into lesson 198 that we are reviewing. In lesson 198, it told us, I'm just going to highlight a few of the lines, that illusions make illusions, condemn, and you are made a prisoner. I am made the prisoner. I haven't put anyone else in prison. I think I have. Even when I think I've put someone else in prison, of course, the realization is that I have to stand by and watch them to be sure they don't escape. So who's really the prisoner here? Forgiveness is the illusion that is the answer to every other illusion. And forgiveness is the road that leads out of disaster, past all suffering, and finally away from death. So, and would it not be a kindness to ourselves in order to stop our hurtful, mean, unkind thoughts about ourselves and realize it is time to forgive me. It is time to let go all of those heavy chains I've wrapped myself in. Isn't it time for me to realize this is not what I want, and I can choose instead? And just as in the introduction for this review, when we have that thought, that temptation, that thought, we can say, this thought I do not want. I choose instead, and fill in the blank. Fill in the blank of realizing that only my condemnations, my thoughts hurt me, no one else's. Now, of course, we proceed every single practice period of each lesson with the three lines that tell us everything we need to know, that I am not a body, and that indeed I am free from that prison, and I am still. I continue to be as God created me, and I am indeed still. What else do I need to know? What else do I need to have the realization about? There is light within each and every one of us. It is time to recognize that light. The lines that we are given for practicing today, the ones in italics, say, my condemnation keeps my vision dark, and through my sightless eyes I cannot see the vision of my glory. Without light, I cannot see. But we are the light. You are the light of the world. And to weave in another lesson that we've already reviewed this time, was lesson 188, the peace of God is shining in me now. And the peace of God is shining in you now, and from your heart extends around the world. and that, those who seek the light are merely covering their eyes. The light is in them now. The light is in us right here and right now. It's my condemnation about myself, my small-minded thinking about myself, that has kept me from the realization of the light that is within me and that is shining from me to bless everything that God has created, because I am part of that creation. I am still as God created me. God creates in stillness, in silence, and in great illumination and radiance. We are that. Today, yet today, I can behold this glory and be glad. So I cannot see the vision of my glory in the darkness that I have made around myself inside job. But today I can behold the glory and be glad. I can be happy to realize I'm going to relieve myself of the condemnation, the small thoughts, the grievances that I have had about me, and then I've projected them onto you. Today, all of that, it ends. I'm complete with that. I don't desire that anymore. I don't need that anymore. I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm replacing every small-minded thought with the truth of who I am, because I am still as God created me, the truth of who you are, because you are still as God created you. And instead of small-minded, painful, angry, fearful thoughts about myself, and of course about anyone else, I will forgive all of them, and I will exchange them for the thoughts that God would have me think, the thoughts of love, the thoughts of peace, the thoughts of joy, the thoughts of happiness. Today, I realize I can do this. I can do this. I am responsible for the condemning thoughts, but I can change those thoughts. And I think that's all for today. So please like, please share, please subscribe, please comment, please be happy, please smile. Please realize, of course, that you are not a body. Of course you are free. And of course you are still as God created you. And smile, breathe, pray. And the prayers that have been extended for Trixie are definitely working. She's much better. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Namaste.